Hi, Joel here with my assistant, Simon. We're going to talk a little bit about success. Do you know what success means? Success is a word that is talking about if you're a winner. So if you win a lot, people say you're successful. If you win a lot of games or sports, if you win a lot at sports, you're a successful athlete. We're going to talk about success in ecology. There's lots of ways to think about whether an animal or a plant is successful. So, what do you have here, Simon? Grass?
Yeah.
Do you think the grass is successful? Do you think it's winning? Or is that just a weird question?
I think it's like the different kinds of plants are defeating each other to see who can have this land.
Yeah, the different kinds of plants are defeating each other to see who can have this land. That's very right. That's called competition. But if you look, there is a lot of grass here. Lots and lots of grass. So it looks like they're very successful.
Uh-huh.
Now there's two ways to be successful, broadly speaking. In ecology, the two strategies are called R selection and K selection, named after our two population dynamics models. In ecology, sometimes we talk about success as reproductive fitness. That is, whoever has the most babies wins. Right? Now, how many babies do you see in this field?
1,000.
There are a lot. And as we look around, you can actually find them. You can find babies like these. These are babies, little tiny seeds. Here we have very short, small plants with small seeds, but they make thousands of them. And in this field, there are probably millions and millions of seeds.
Can you show around?
Yeah. Do you see a lot of seeds in there?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, look around, Simon. Are all the plants that you see small?
No.
What are the biggest plants you can see? Not just here, but behind you on the hill. What was that?
Trees.
Trees. Trees are very big. They take a long time to grow. Their seeds are often much larger. They are not trying to have as many babies as possible. They're trying to have a few babies, and those babies are larger and take up more resources. This organism is maximizing its intrinsic rate of increase, or R, right? We saw R in the logistic growth equation and in the exponential growth equation.
And here is another plant with a seed.
Yeah, and it doesn't have one seed, it has, how many seeds are
bunch.
A bunch of seeds. So do you think this plant is trying to reproduce a lot? How big are the seeds? Small or big?
Small.
Very small. So it is not investing a lot of calories into each child, but it's having as many children as possible. What's an animal that you know of that has many babies, but the babies are small?
Bats.
Bats. Any others? Bunny rabbits?
Oh, yeah.
Rabbits do that. Smaller snakes, lots of small insects. Larger animals take a long time to reproduce. They don't have as many babies. In one calendar year, things that are very, very large may not even reproduce at all. But when they have a child, that child takes up enormous amounts of resources. It maximizes its use of the carrying capacity. That strategy is called K selection. Do you know of an animal that has a really big baby?
Elephant.
Elephants. Now, do elephants have, how many babies do they have? 2,000? 10,000?
Like 3 or 4.
Yeah, elephants don't have very many children. And in fact, they can go for a long time between having children. And then they take care of their children, right? And so they provide what's called parental care. All of those strategies maximize the carrying capacity. Elephants have very few babies survive to adulthood, but that's because they have one, and that one child is guaranteed to survive. But rabbits and grasses, they have a lot more babies, and those babies have no parental care. These seeds are very small, and the chances of any one of them living are very small. Most of these will die. This is an R-selected strategy. You see R and K selection in all sorts of organisms. The smallest snakes in the world have lots of eggs. The eggs are very small, and most of the hatchlings do not survive. Garter snakes, for instance, they're not the smallest snakes in the world, but they're about as big around as my finger, and they have many, many eggs, and many of the children do not live. King cobras have just a few eggs, and they guard the nests, and they prevent predators from stealing the eggs. So R and K selection are ways that evolution has shaped how populations grow, and they provide different options for how you or any organism can be a success. What do you think, Simon? Do you want to be a success?
What is in successes?
Success is to win. Do you want to win? Do you like winning? Yeah, me too. Can you say goodbye?
Bye.
Bye.